unconscious Diesel. Just the week messenger was done with his passenger run. He was taking his coaches back to the shunting yard so he could go and get an overhaul. And on the way, Duck was very careful with the coaches. The coaches was pleased with Duck's manners. Such nice manners, they said. It really is fun to go out with him. Really, in record time. Just then, Stanley arrived, about to leave for his passenger train. "Why, hello there, Duck," said Stanley. "What brings you here to Wellsworth?" "Oh, hello, Stanley. I'm on my way to the works for an overhaul." "Neat. If you're going to the works, then why do you have the passenger train?" "Oh, it's alright. I'm already done with my passenger train though. But Emily's on his way to come pick it up." "And do you mind if I sleep in one of these sheds? I want to be prepared for my overhaul later." "Not at all. Go right ahead." "Thank you, Stanley." It wasn't long as Emily arrived to collect Duck's coaches. Later on, Percy arrived to collect his train. "Morning, Percy." "Good morning to you too, Stanley." "So, where are you headed today?" "Well, these fuel tickets for the diesels are going to the quarry, and the rest of these trucks are going to... Jeez, Percy, why do you have to scream so loud? It's the three diesels. They're going to take our jobs and scrap us." "What? Diesel, Harry, and Bert ain't gonna do nothing. Who told you this?" "James did." "Oh, good grief for the Aya Columba." "You know, Percy, you do realize that James liked to make lies about Harry, Bert, and Diesel, right?" "Whatever. I just still think that diesels are ugly and evil." "How can you say that, Percy?" "Apparently, Thomas, it's something that James has just said." "You shouldn't have listened to what James has said." "Well, I didn't hear you just take it up with him last night either." "That's besides the point. You shouldn't base your opinions off of others. You have to make your own decisions." "Whatever. I'm going with my train." "I'm sorry about him. He's evil, that you could just say." "It's not any of your fault. Me, Bert, and Ellie understand how persuasive James could be." "Why hasn't the line cleared yet?" "I'm not sure. Maybe someone should go up and have a further look." "We can. Do you mind if we leave our trucks here?" "Of course." And so the three diesels headed out down the main line. But as they were going along, they saw Percy, who had ran out of coal. "Grace and oil. What happened to you, Percy?" "I forgot to take on coal. I am so sorry I was rude to you three earlier. Can you please help me?" "Of course. And best of all, you Steamies are friends with me, Bert, and Diesel, eh?" "Yeah." Do you really mean it?" "We do. Now let's help you deliver the rest of your train." But with all the pushing and the screeching of their brakes, Percy's train wouldn't move. Your train is so heavy. I wish I could help. I think me and Brad got some grip. I think we'll be able to. I am the fastest. It's Gordon. If he gets stuck still, take his mom too. Oh my, I'm so sorry, Diesel. Are you okay? Diesel? I think he's unconscious. Yeah, that collision was very extreme. I'll go and get some help. No, Gordon, I'll shoot. If you let me borrow some of your car, I can hurry up and take my train the rest of the way and then bring the breakdown train back here. Very well. Take some of my coal then. So Gordon's driver and Percy's fireman and driver all took Gordon's coal to Percy's. And then he set off to deliver it the rest of the way. Then he got the breakdown train and saved Diesel. Just then, Duck and Stanley arrived. Whoa, good God, what has happened here? Diesel had an accident and is unconscious, so I'm taking him to the works. Oh, thank you, Percy. And so Percy set out to take Diesel to the works. And at the works, Diesel was alive. And while the worker was fixing him, he, Airy Bird, Percy, and Thomas all chattered until Thomas, Percy, and Airy Bird had to go back to their sheds. They soon talked for a while, all the way till midnight. Will Diesel be back to warm the whales? I don't know, but that's a story for another day. The Great Tender Engine Strike. One morning on the island of Sodor, James had to puff into Ellsworth Station. He was not happy at all. Sir Topham had sent him and told him that he had to pull his goods train. Yes, said James. A goods train. A goods train. I can't believe we had to take this long, heavy goods train to Bickerstown goods yard. Just then, Thomas popped there with Annie and Crab over his spread showing. Good morning, James, said Thomas. What's the matter? You seem all angry. Sir Topham is making me pull in these dirty, smelly trucks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I had to deliver these so I could get back to so I could pull my shiny coaches. And James soon pumped out of the Ellsworth Station. Said Thomas. I hope you all have no trouble with the trucks like a long time ago. At Napper Station, Gordon the Expressions was having troubles of his own. Hey, Airy, Bert, where are my coaches? The two Diesels giggled. Gordon, they're in the signing, said Airy. Look. Well, why didn't you send them for me? You know I'm not a tank engine. And last of my old days, I said tender engines don't shunt. Only tank engine does. Bert chuckled. Ha! Well, you're gonna have to, Gordon. You don't want your passengers to be late, don't you? Gordon groaned. Ugh. Eventually, Gordon soon got his express train and took them to Napper Station. However, it took about 10 minutes, and Gordon was already late. And this did not make Gordon happy at all. Great, now I'm late for the express. And now I have to go faster and faster so I can hurry up and get these passengers to where they need to go. Eventually, Thomas saw everything. What's the matter now, Gordon? I had to shunt my own coaches, Thomas, and now I'm 10 minutes late. Gordon soon let off steam and raced out of Napper Station. Oh, Gordon, said Area Bird. Tell me about it, said Thomas. Have I ever told you two a long time ago where Gordon, James, and Henry was on strike? No, what happened? It was the early days of Sodor, said Thomas. It was back in 1984 when I started my show.
He found Gordon, James, and Henry looking very cross. Come along, Henry, it's time your train was ready. Henry's not going, said Gordon. We won't shunt like common tank engines. That was Thomas's job. We are important tender engines. You fetch our coaches and we will pull them. Tender engines don't shunt. Oh, indeed, said the Fat Controller. We'll see about that. Engines on my railway do as they are told. And he hurried away to find Edward. The yard has never been the same since.
And that was the story of the early days. Wow, said Bert. They have started on strike right around while you was on your branch line. Indeed they have, and I hope they won't start it again. And out of all the tender engines on Sodor, they had to shunt their own trains to get ready for them. This made them cross, except for Edward. He didn't mind shunting. He had been shunting coaches and trucks since he had first arrived on Sodor. And so, after their work, the tender engines had met up at the shunter yards. And then, said James, so Tom had told me to go to the Ellsworth station because there was a goods train that needed to be taken to Vickerstown goods yards that Edwards is supposed to be taking. You're kidding me, right? No, 100% correct. Well, said Emily, she was a really nice engine and likes to do the work that Sir Tom had gave her. But now that he told Emily to shunt, Henry and me had to shunt trucks. Oh my gosh, Emily, that is disgraceful, disgusting, despicable. You bet it is, said Emily. They laugh at me and Henry and call us names. Well, let me tell you about the day I have. So, I had to go to Napper Station to take my express, but Ellie and Bert told me I had to go fetching my own. That is terrible, Gordon. We're too good to do this kind of work. We need to do something so that would make the top hat to tell us to stop shunting our own trains. We should rebel. Like what, Gordon? You seriously forgot, James? Do you remember me, you, and Gordon had to be on strike? On strike. Oh, yes. Yes, that's perfect, Henry. Good idea. Now, we can start the strike again. And that was that. The tender engines decided to go on strike. These were terms. We're going to have the sort of been a lot harder for the tank engines. The tender engines have been on strike for several weeks, and the engines were crazy. Because of this, the top had made the tickets to pull the goods trains as well as the coaches. They did not like this at all. This made the tank engines very hard. Henry from doing striking. And so, Edward popped up to Emily and Henry to talk some sense into those two. Emily, said Edward, why are you doing this? And I can't believe you, Henry. You have started strike once again. Because, Edward, said Emily, I'm really tired of setting trucks in the yard all day. I just want to pull shiny coaches. Yeah, said Henry. I mean, I don't mind pulling goods trains, but I just still want to pull shiny coaches. Yes, that's fair, said Edward. But striking is not the way to have the top of hat to let you do pull coaches. And Henry, you should already know this by now. Suddenly, Emily and Henry will notice that Edward was right. The striking stuff is really bad. You know, Edward, you're right. Me and Emily are gonna convince Gordon and James to stop striking. Yeah, said Emily, and now that I'm new to this really, I already know what striking is. And Emily and Henry puffed away. Hurry back, yelled Edward to Emily and Henry. So Top of Hannah said we need to meet up back at the station before dark. Soon, Emily and Henry arrived at the place where Gordon was striking. Henry had passed Gordon so he can go talk to James, while Emily puffed up next to Gordon to talk to him. And she had wasted no time to tell Gordon about what Edward had said about the striking. When Gordon heard this, he agreed with Emily. You know, Emily, I have to say this, but this striking stuff is really going down. You know what? I say we stop the striking for good. It start back to being really useful engines again. Great, said Emily. Now we have to follow Henry so we can convince James. And Emily puffed away and Gordon right behind her. Meanwhile, James was at Great Warrington Station. He was waiting for a signal when he saw Emily, Gordon, and Henry up next to him. Each of the three told James about what Edward had said. So, James, you need to stop striking for now. Yeah, said Emily. If you don't, so Top Hat will shut you up in the shed for a week. But James didn't care. No, you three, said James. I'm going to keep on striking until the Top Hat notices me and stop men be shut trucks and pull dirty trucks and let me pull coaches again. Oh, he notices you all right, said a voice. So Top Hat had walked out of Emily's cab and heard what James had said. He noticed you all right, he said as himself walking off of Emily's cab. Like I said, he noticed you so much that, like Emily had said, he's going to let you stay in the shed for a week. For a week? Oh, I'm sorry, sir, said James. Well, I'm glad you're sorry, James. But come to the station. You three too, Henry, Emily, and Gordon. I have something to tell you. So the 4 tender engines pumped away to Knapford Station. That evening, Harry and Bird was in their sheds when Emily arrived with her Top Hat. Oh, hey, Emily, said Harry. What are you doing here? I came here because the Top Hat wanted to tell you something. About what? Said Bird. It's a surprise, said the Top Hat, walked up near Harry and Bird. I have told all the engines to come to Napper Station, and I came here to ask you to come too, because I have a big surprise for you two. Sir, no way. All right, we'll be right here right away. That's a good diesel, says the top hat, walking back to Emily's cab. And Emily puffed away to Napper Station. The two diesels rolled out of their shed to Napper Station as well. And so nighttime came as Emily, Gordon, and Area Bird arrived at the same time. So Tom had addressed the engines. So engines, I know one of our greatest friends and a diesel have been gone for a month now, and we all have missed him. But, he said, I have a great surprise to share with you for you all today. And so, a diesel with black wheels have rolled down the track. Now, everyone, I want you to welcome your best friend and also a diesel, Devious Diesel. All the engines would have gas and astonishment. Even Alien Bird. Diesel? Allie? Bird? Oh my God! Yeah. My word, Diesel. We all have missed you so much. And you look so different, said Thomas, Percy, and Rosie. What did they do to you at the works? Well, they gave me a few upgrades, but I am finally back, and I know you all have missed me. Now that the engines all knew that their good friend Diesel was back, they all have started back working back to their proper jobs. And Larry Bird even missed of how Diesel had worked with them, just like the beginning. And for sure enough, James had also arrived to tell Diesel that he was sorry of how he was overreacting for the past month. The Diesel had forgiven him and promised to never do it again. Thomas and his friends also invited Larry, Bird, and Diesel to come sleep with them at Timmy's sheds. They were very pleased of how Diesel had came back to working with them. And that's the story of how the Tenorists were on strike and how Diesel came back from the works. The end. The dream of Timmy the Ghost Engine. The engines on the Soda have done their work. It was finally home at Timmy's sheds. They were excited because in a few weeks it will be Halloween. The engines were all excited, and so they started falling asleep. Except Thomas. He had to do his last journey of his brain shard. When Thomas arrived back at the sheds, the engines were already asleep. But by the time Thomas came back, he was not tired. I can't sleep, he said. I need to take a puff across soda so I can get myself tired. And Thomas started puffing back out of the shed. I think this will do the trick. Thomas was having the time of his life. He puffed through stations, bridges, and through tunnels. Thomas was having a nighttime run. Ah, yes, the nighttime run where you have to relax and wait, what? Is it starting to rain? To Thomas, it was. Great, now I'm puffing in the rain. As Thomas puffed along, it happened. Wait, what happened? Why am I slowing down? You're running out of water, Thomas. We'll have to find another station to give you more. You gotta be kidding me. And so Thomas came to a stop. Great, now I'm running out of water. I'm sitting on the bridge. Now I have to wait for help, which is not going to be until morning. This is so ridiculous. My nighttime store is turning into a psst. What was that? What a dream. I don't know how I got here at Everett Station, but I'm going back to the sheds. But that dream, though, my wheels are still trembling from it. Oh, don't be silly, Thomas. It's just the rain, or the dream. Thomas arrived back at Timothy's sheds. He was tired. I'm so tired right now. At least I can get a sleep for once. But when Thomas looked at the sheds, there was nobody there. Gordon, James, Percy, where are you guys? Oh, this is so ridiculous right now. This is seriously not funny.
You're next, Tommy!
From where we have left off, Timothy the Ghost Engine was the ghost of Thomas's brother. He had used to work on Sodor over the years, but that will change. Because since Thomas arrived on Sodor, Timothy was the last engine to be scrapped. Before Timothy got scrapped, he was taking the last passenger train. And as he started puffing up the bridge, he couldn't stop until he fell off the broken viaduct and killed himself and the passengers. Now with that history done with, let's see how Thomas and his friends doing. On the same night of part 1 that we just did, Thomas had puffed out of his shed. He was going to take a run, but then he didn't notice that James and Henry had woke up. Said James. What is Thomas doing woken up? He nearly woke me up. It's like midnight. Well, you woke me up, James. Shut up. I'm trying to sleep here. What is he even doing right now? Well, that's done it. He literally had woke me and you up now. Say, Henry, since me and you up, why don't we follow Thomas and scare him? How? We could just puff right behind him and then scare him until he started jumping his boilers off. I mean, let's do it. Alright, let's go. James and Henry pulled out of the shed. Thomas had raced past the station, and so did James and Henry. They were on the same line as Thomas. Suddenly, at a junction, there was a switch up ahead. Thomas went on the other side of the line, but the switch had switched the points, and this had caused James and Henry to go on the other line. Where's Thomas going? Darn, I think we lost a smoke. Hey Henry, when was the last time that you saw a smoke? Henry? Henry? What Henry didn't respond. There was no sign of him. Henry, come on, don't play with me now. Suddenly, James stopped on the line where it's headed to Great Waterton. This can't be true. Where's Henry at? Come on, if you're trying to scare me, it's not gonna work. Ha, I heard your steam went off. Let me back up. But as James backed up, he hit something. My gosh, man, your rubber started freezing. Wait a second. Suddenly,
It's your turn, Playboy.
What just happened? Henry, you still there? Yes, James, I'm still here. Probably just dreaming. Yeah. There's another switch. The switch led to the bridge. Maybe Thomas went another way. Yeah, let's go see. James and Henry stopped and saw something. It was a blue tank engine, and it had some number 1. Kind of like Thomas. Am I right? It's Thomas. Yeah, let's go get him. They had to pump down a steep hill slowly. Then they had to wait for a switch to switch for them. All right, now we can bump Thomas and scare him. All right, 1, 2, 3. But James and Henry accidentally hit a blue engine. And suddenly it turned around and then boom. Oh, I'm out of steam. Me too.
Now, after I'm done with you two, the rest of your friends are next. Please pick up. Say goodbye.
And then James and Henry had disappeared. Ha! Now it's time to go scare the rest of them. Wait. The Singleman had seen everything. and quickly calls Sir Topham Hatt. Hello, Sir Topham Hatt? Yes, we're kind of in the middle trouble at Timothy Dairy. Yeah, you should come immediately. Okay, bye. Now to go deal with what's been happening. And so, Sir Topham Hatt immediately arrived. Uh, good morning. Well, good evening, sir. Yes, and what do you call me at 1 a.m. for? Oh no, you missed it. But I caught the whole thing on video. Well, almost the whole thing. I can't wait to stop working after I see the whole thing. What? Oh, let me just show you the video, sir. Wait, stop. Pause the video. Oh my God. What? You know about him? No, but I heard too much about that engine. Keep playing the video. Wait, what happened? They vanished, just like that, and I can't wait to stop working. No, not James and Henry. Yeah, the red and the green one. They're gone. Oh my God. I know where it is. I know where to go next. I need to go now. Wait, should I call the cops? The cops can't do anything. Just get away from here as fast as you can. When Sir Topham had arrived at Tim's sheds, it happened. Oh no, I'm too late. No, my engines. Then Sir Topham had heard some puffing noise. Thomas! I'm tired. I wonder how long I was up. Where is everyone? Oh my God, no.
He's back. Oh my God, Thomas.
You're next, Tommy!
My God, I haven't seen him scream like that in my life. Or hear him. I need to get to the bottom of this and save my engines and Thomas. On the same night, Toby the train manager was finished his last journey of his passenger train. What a long run of my passenger train. Toby soon arrived at Napper Station. It's too darn late to do with passenger train. Can't wait to rest my wheels. Suddenly, Toby heard a screaming. What the heck? Is that Thomas?
Thomas, look out!
Phil! What is the meaning of this? You gotta kill me or derail me. Oh my God, where is he? Where is he? What are you talking about? Did you just wake up for a bad dream or something? We gotta get out of here. He's coming. Just shut up for a second and tell me what the heck you are talking about. I gotta go to sleep. Toby, do you believe in ghosts? What? Would you believe if I tell you a demon engine appeared in my dream? Then I woke up to find everyone at the sheds and that they're gone, and then the same demon engine told me I'm next? No, I wouldn't think that it would mess with me. Is that the reason why you're telling me with this story? No, Toby, you gotta listen. I'm sorry. I just saw a ghost that looked just like me do exactly what I just said. Yeah. You know, there's a pretty good therapist at Wells Hospital that specializes in brain damage. You should really stop by his office and see. No, wait, don't leave me here! You gotta listen to me. Ugh. I don't care if I'm crazy or not, but you have to help me. I need help. This is no joke. I'm asking you for help. Well, what am I supposed to do? You two have clearly had a bit of Henry's special code, and Timothy appeared in your dream. Who's Timothy? Toby rolls his eyes and then back at Thomas. You're joking, right? Do I look like I'm in the mood for jokes? Who is Timothy? Oh, come on. You don't know who Timothy, who fell off the bridge, died, got scrapped by the next day? By the way, he was an E2 class tank engine. Fell off the bridge, died, scrapped. I don't know the whole story, but yeah. Legend has he haunts the bridge, the scrapyard, and all that other spooky, scary rubbish. My driver said that there was something going on at the smelters last week. Rare stuff? Like what? Well, I don't know. That's all he said. Thomas, the only explanation I have for you is that you're probably very sleep deprived, just like me. So it will probably benefit us to get both of us to get a nice long respite about now. No, wait, Toby, where are you going? Good night, Thomas. Thomas trying to make his way back to the sheds. He had the pup slowly so he won't get scared. Oh no. Shh. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Who is that? No, it's Timothy. No. Oh my god. No. Somebody please help me. Shh. Thomas! Oh, shut up, man. I am so glad that you're here. You have no idea. I am so relieved that you're safe. Thomas, I saw everything that happened at Tim's sheds. You have? You saw him too? Yes, indeed. And I saw him vanish James, Henry, Edward, Gordon, Emily, Percy, and all the rest of my engines. What? Where are they? That's the question of the day, Thomas. I have no clue, and I am freaking out. But what I do know is that Timothy Ghost is real. But who is Timothy? You clearly never heard of him? Well, I'll be asking why. A long time ago, there was an engine named Timothy. He was an E2 class like you. One night he was taking a passenger train, and then he sped past the last station, and on the viaduct he killed himself and the passengers on the train. Oh my god, that really happened? Yes. But word spread that Timothy's ghost is that he's gonna come back and haunt the island of Sodor. I'm surprised you never heard of the story before. It's all over the fandom, and people know about it all over the world. All over the what? But anyways, the point is that he is on the island of Sodor. He's here and will probably be screwed and probably kill me and scrap you. But how did he show up in my dream though? What does he want? Wait, he showed up in your dream? Yeah, and then right after that he showed up for real. You saw him. Oh my god. Perhaps he tries to warn us? I don't know, but we gotta save my engines. Yeah, and my friends also. Let's go. Meanwhile, Toby was making his way to the sheds. Ha! It's really a prank or something. Or it's probably Thomas got his funnel break or something. The switch had led to the scrapyard, and the other switch had led to the sheds. Toby soon went on the other line. He soon arrived at the scrapyard. Wait, is this a scrapyard? I was supposed to be heading to the sheds. You wish. What? Thomas, is that you? You better not be playing a prank on me. Oh, you wish it was Thomas. Wait, what?
Your time has come, Teapot!
Why is it your left on? It's broken. Fantastic. Now I gotta pop into the dark. How did that happen? I'll tell you later if we survive tonight, or probably won't survive by Halloween. I hope so. Thomas stopped at a sighting. Wait, where am I? I'm not supposed to be stopping at a sighting. I think you might have been wrong, Thomas. Wait, Toby. I don't see Toby anywhere. Where is he? He said he was gonna go back to the sheds, but I don't see him. Okay, this is getting out of hand. And I feel like my hat is about to fall off.
I can help you with that.
Guys, my friends, you're still alive. Oh, my smoke box hurts. That's what she said. Where in the heck are we? The scrapyards by the looks of it. Oh, Thomas, you alright? I should have just rushed you off like that. I'm sorry. Well, it's a bit late for that, friendo. Wait a minute. Stanley, Rosie, Duck, Diesel, Airy Bird, you been banished too? Yes, Thomas, we have. Yeah, I've been banished by the demon engine named Timothy. Sign here. Yeah. Is the top hat still there, Thomas? Yeah, I'm in Thomas's cab. I don't know how I got tied or whatever. Wait, Thomas? Who is Timothy? We're not talking about the Timothy that works in the quarry, Stanley. We're talking about the Timothy that's a demon engine of Thomas's brother. Oh, I know what you mean, Duck. We're talking about Thomas's Timothy demon brother. You kind of really right, Percy. Wait, where's our drivers? We can't move. None of us can, Diesel. Our fires went out. Uh, my diesel oil's still running, but... Wait, I can't. I don't got no diesel fuel. Sign here, Diesel. Yeah. Guys, you might want to see this. Well. It's been a while. Welcome, puffballs. No. 2013 Thomas. I knew it was you all along. I thought you had been scrapped. Yeah, and how are you back? Oh, good evening to you too, Thomas. It's been a while since the last Christmas that you pulled us on, me and my armies. What? You're only coming to sort of to ruin Christmas, not to like scrap. Silence. Now, engines, tell me, did you even think a little scrap in a claw will stop me and my armies? Oh, wait, Thomas, who is that? It's 2013 Thomas Diesel. Who is he? It's a long story. I'll tell you and Naribur the story once we're done. What do you want from us, 2013 Thomas? Oh, Percy, I don't want anything. I'm just here to finish what I have, what me and my armies didn't finish a long, long time ago. Which even since 2021. I'm going to destroy every last puffball on Sodor. And I'm surprised to see the new engines and diesels, but they are going to be scrapped as well. And when I do, Sodor will be mine. Hey, that's not fair. Yeah, you can't scrap us. No, me and my Aryan bird is not gonna be scrapped. Same here. I've been a new engine since I first arrived since September. Armies, get over here. We're right here, boss. Yeah, we're here. Oh no, what are you gonna do to us? You will see soon enough. Armies, bring them in. Oh no. Now, I learned a little bit from my last encounter, Puffballs, and I'm not taking any chances this time around. No showing it up announcing my intentions to the whole island of Sodor, and no foolishly spinning towards a crumbling bridge, and most likely the scrap. I almost can't believe it. And after 2 whole years of me and my armies been fighting you and trying to save Sodor, this is the day that I can get my revenge. Oh, and to your question, Toby, don't worry. You will all still be really useful engines, but in a different way. The scrapyard is hungry. We will all be melted down and made into armies? Bingo. But before I do that, I have someone to meet you, Thomas. Someone that you'll really be familiar of.
Hello, Thomas. We meet again, brother.
We now on to the final part. 2013 Thomas had came back to Sodor so he could get revenge on Thomas and the rest of his friends. Here is what they all went wrong. They are going to pay for this from the last Christmas fight. I will rip every last bit of their wheels and throw them down into the ravine below. Ha! And I know your armies hear me, 'cause it's time to fight back. Isn't that right, armies? Ha 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 ha! What? Who are you? My name is Timothy, the Ghost Engine. Well, how do you do that? What do you want? Were you the puffballs trying to get me in my armies or something? On the contrary, we have a few things in common. What? We both plunged into this ravine, and we want Sir Topham Hatt, Thomas and his friends to be dead. So I'm not asking you to join me, and also your armies can. And together, we can take down Sodor. Let's do this. Oh my God. Timothy? That's right, brother.
Face your eyes on the one you replaced.
Replaced?
Yes, replaced. Replaced and left for scrap.
What are you talking about? I don't even remember when you were alive.
Exactly. You were too busy living your ignorant, pathetic life. I was good. I did my work. I was useful. But it wasn't enough. No matter how hard I tried to prove myself, the old controller couldn't care less. Nobody cared. And then you showed up. You were good. You were lazy, selfish, useless. But you were also new. And that's all the greedy old fool cared about. He made my life a living fire. He stopped servicing me. Stopped getting me replacement parts. Ran me into the ground. And I felt every bit of it. Meanwhile, you were getting all the attention from your controller, your friends, and people from around the world, and also TV kids from different TV shows, and get everything you could possibly ask for. And then one night, on this very day, I was preparing for a passenger train. I overheard the fatso talking to the station master, and he said that after that train, I was to be scrapped, and that it wasn't that moment I had decided to do. Everyone was on board the train when I fell, except for the fat controller, which Sir Topham has. But still, and I got my revenge. Or so I thought. But you're still alive, aren't you?
Well, I don't understand, Timothy. Why would they scrap you and not me?
Don't you even know? I was the first E2 class to ever build, Thomas. And you were the last. And now the time has come to complete my revenge. Our revenge.
Oh, no. Please, you don't have to do this.
Your time has come, pal, and I'm going to destroy every last bit of Sodor. And all of you. And the entire world is going to crumble. I will destroy every last bit of tracks and buildings that stations. This is your last line of the night, Thomas, and so are your friends. I will put fire on, and it will burn to the ground, and whilst that, you are going to be scrapped. And not only you are going to be scrapped, I'm going to crush you and break until you break into pieces.
And so, 2013 Thomas was puzzled. He couldn't believe what Timothy had just said. Burn to the ground? Break every last bit to pieces? Don't you think that was going to be a little too far? I want domination, Timothy. Not a bit of wasteland. What's that actor gonna do? You got
a problem with that 2013? I was doing you a favor, and then you said yes.
Well, your thought's wrong. Oh my God.
What? Your fault? No.
The engine saw this and surprised. They couldn't believe that Timothy had got pushed by 2013 Thomas. Timothy? Can you hear me? Oh my God, that's really happened? Don't think this is gonna change this everything between you, puffballs. Now you know what happens when engines and people get in my way. And pretty soon, you all gonna have the same fate of old Timothy. I finally have you now, and this, right, it's gonna be great. Ha ha ha. And also, there's no one to stop me. Ha ha ha. And so Thomas come right behind him. And the rest of them did the same to the armies. You know, you might want to rethink your wrong statement. What? How? 2013 Thomas, you had caused confusion and delay for the last time. What? No. Now, Thomas, Rosie, Doug, are you ready? Yes. Then go! All right, now you two. This is all have to end. Wow, that was bad. It really was. I still kind of feel bad of Timothy. Same here. Whoa, you actually did it, Thomas. I can't believe my best friend had pushed 2013 Thomas in the scrap. Well, hey, don't forget about me. I'm the one who has to lit his fire up to push him and the rest of them. But sir, how the heck you don't tie yourself? I'm kind of guessing that the armies are suck at tying me. Whatever. Thomas, I am really sorry for not listening to you earlier. You really have told me a good story about Timothy. Well, I didn't tell a very good story. We should really ask the top of the hat to tell a story about it. But Timothy, my brother, can't believe he's gone. Oh, don't feel bad for him, Thomas. I know that he's like a little bit of psychopath, but he's still a nice one. No, I'm not feeling that like that, Rosie. I'm just feeling that he actually did it by killing himself and be sent to the scrapyard just for all the revenge that he just did. We should probably get out of here now. Agreed. I am not sending my wheels back into that scrapyard again. Sign here. Well, me and Bert are blanking the scrapyard, but we can still work on it. It's not like we're gonna scrap all of you. Yeah. I'll put on everyone's fire, and then Diesel, Ari, and Bert. Now that you're Diesels, I've got the workmen to come and get you three some oil. Thank you, sir. Well, be careful, sir. You don't want to get your fire, or you get burned. Oh, watch it, James. And after all that, the engines were at the sheds. Also, Duck, Stanley, Bert, Ari, Diesel, and Rosie were invited to Timothy's sheds. I could sleep all day. I'm so tired. After all that one we did, well, I guess your Puff Cross Solo did work after all. Surely, Thomas, it really did. Well, we should best get some sleep. Tomorrow is Halloween, and we're going to have a Halloween party at Napper Station. Oh, wait, I forgot about that. We should get some sleep so we can get some decorations and stuff ready. Well, good night, my friends, and my sister, Rosie. Good night, Thomas. Don't let the bad dreams come and get you. Oh, believe me, Rosie, I won't. And with that, the engines went to sleep. And after all this racket of Timothy and 2013 Thomas, this will never happen again. But until then, this Halloween Part 4 is closed. And what about 2013 Thomas, you may ask? Well, I'm sure we're gonna get scrapped now. Or I guess one of my armies is knocked out. Whatever. Wait, who was that walking? Well, hello there. It looks like you could use a little lift. I see. Oh yes, Mr. Power, I have. Ha ha ha. Well, you saw that crib, but that we'll have to wait till next time or something. Well, I guess that's it for this one. See ya. Henry's quick thinking. So Topham Hatt's railway was in a muddle. There have been so many mishaps and incidents that hundreds of rail workers have been beginning to resign. With the remaining workers scattered, the engines found their life difficult. Edward's branch line got the worst of all. Great Water to the station was understaffed that it took hours for passengers to get it from the station and even mail trains to be delivered. This meant that Henry had to speed his passenger runs between stations. Henry was getting exhausted and trying to keep up the lost time. One morning, Henry skittled into Knapper Station with his goods train to find Edward sophisticated on something in the distance. Henry said hello. What's wrong, Edward? Said Henry. Edward stepped out of his trance. Oh, sorry, Henry, said Edward. I was trying to keep an eye on them. On who? Look over there, said Edward. Henry looked. Far in the distance was beginning to closer and closer with a crowd of people with signs. Henry looked. Far in the distance was beginning to be closer and closer with a crowd of people with signs and wavers. Their yelling could be heard for miles as they marched up to the Knapper station. Soon, the crowd started calling up to the engines. You stevedores have a harm to the environment, said one. You aren't eco-friendly, said another. Diesels are cleaner, not you. And have you no compassion for the land around you? Your lines go through the forest. You're hazardous to it. Soon the last comment stuck to Henry. He looked at his buffers. Take no notice, said Edward. I think your lovely green paint looks better than the greens and trees. Your green paint looks lovely against the plants and trees. Oh, well, thank you, Edward, said Henry, and he left for his goods train. With little working to intervene, the protesters soon crowded on the platform. They soon crowded around Edward. You're too old and toxic to be in service, said one. You disturb a wildlife around you. You harm the ecosystem. I may not know your viewpoint, he scolded, but howling your scorns at those who won't listen isn't the answer. Well, we'll make you listen, said one of the crowd, and soon moved out of the way so Edward can pop out of the station with his passenger train. Edward, exhausted from the delays, was furious. He soon spoke to Sir Topham Hatt, who was right by Timothy's sheds. Men and women were been roaming our station, said Edward. They claim we're harmful to the environment and will necessarily bother us. I propose that we keep some of the workman area where the crowds are the largest. They'll help quiet down the chaos. Sir Topham Hatt frowned. We haven't the workmen to spare, I'm afraid, he said. And I am well aware of the protesters and the unrest they cause. But you must remember, Edward, that the biggest threat pros to them is to themselves. We will put signs up, but the West will be in their hands. Edward disagreed on this, but he knew that he couldn't act against Sir Topham Hatt's will. The lines on the railway board had put every line on every track, reading, "Do not proceed." This did not go well. The protesters caused havoc all over the island. They blocked the engine's lines and threw rocks and stones at passing trains. The engines were soon lost out there, but not Edward and Henry. Whenever protesters stood on their line, they soon blew their whistles and reached the rally, and every protester moved out of their way. The two engines were having none of it. The next morning, Henry was pulling tankers. As he neared the station, he soon stopped by the workmen, fiddling with some signal points up ahead. "What now?" he groaned. "What's the matter?" said a fireman rudely. "We have places to be." "Stupid protesters trying to jam the points so nothing can get through," replied the workman. "As the script say," the signalman. Henry and the driver was furious. "But don't worry," said the signalman. "They did jam the points, but to stick on the main line by mistake." "Phew," said a fireman. "Still the problem," considered Edward. "But one thing we can work around. I'm about getting sick and tired of these hooligans." "We all have," said the signalman. "Hope you don't get tired of it soon." Henry whistled with the green man and was on his way. When Henry arrived at Edward's station, his driver and fireman soon uncoupled the trucks and ran Henry into a siding. They went off to lunch, but Henry soon popped into the shed. He soon dozed off into the sunlight and went to sleep. But he soon woken up by the person speaking. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" said the one. "Certainly. The kettle's on guard. We'll take it up the branch line and dump it into the sea." Henry woke up to see a group of protesters huddled around him. "It's a hijack there," they won, and quickly boarded Henry. Henry's driver and fireman didn't notice because they was at eating lunch. But some have stood on the footplate holding the handrails for the grip, and the rest of them had got into Henry's cab to drive to him. They soon pulled the lever, and Henry roared into a life. Henry was shocked as he moved and moved without stopping himself. "Hey, wait a minute. What do you three protesters are doing? Getting rid of you, green lots. Ha ha." And as they shuffled Henry right out of Edward's yard, Henry's driver and fireman saw this and quickly ran up to call for help. Henry rocketed down the line faster and faster. The protesters were delighted. First this one, then the old blue rock, then the rest. No more pollution once their work done. Henry was frantic, but he wasn't scared. "You will regret this." Henry sped past the yards and new tunnels and raced past Thomas. They soon cleared the line up ahead. Up ahead where the points had the protesters had jammed, and Henry soon raced it to the siding. He saw this remembered the protester had said, he began making a plan. The boys saw jamming to the sign and we're going to hit the buffers, he said. The protester was surprised. We're going to crash! Stop him! The protester soon put Henry's brakes on and deftly jumped out of the footplate and smashed himself out below. They neared the sign and but they never came. And Henry soon stopped himself. It came to a stop. Started up again, the protester said, but it was no good. Police cars soon surrounded, and the top hat was there. These men have really charged for Grand Theft Auto, Topham. They will be taken to court, don't worry. No, says the Topham hat. Leave them to me. I'll deal with them. Edward was also there, and he and Henry winked at each other. So Topham hat spoke kindly to Henry. My Henry, your quick thinking has saved the day. Henry soon smiled, but he seethed in pain. My brakes were squeezed on, sir, he said. They merely have been sore. I believe a trip to the works will be done. For a hero, that's the least to be done. Henry was delighted. I must say, a good rest doesn't sound bad to me. One day, Henry was at the works. He had new brakes and it was pumping splendidly as he pumped out of the works. And he arrived at the sheds and saw Edward enter Topham hat. I'm glad you're back, Henry. Oh, and as for you, Edward, I would like to apologize. For what, sir? For not listening to you, of course. You managed to raise well, and I shouldn't took your word about the protesters. I understand why, sir, but there are enough workmen to perform my idea. Not anymore, so Topham hat smirked. And at that point, a group of protesters had dressed in workman clothes and walked up to Edward, Henry, and Sir Topham hat. Edward and Henry soon recognized them as the protesters. Sir, said Henry, you hired them as workmen? This may not be the life's passion, explained Sir Topham hat, but with the alternative being less freedom, I believe these former protesters will be more than glad to fill our gaps. Isn't that right, lads? Ready to be really useful, said the one. Edward and Henry smiled. There was one piece at last. I think they'll be happy to know that Edward is finally back working on his plan trying to out the wreck. The real workers, meanwhile, hold their weight of honor on the railway. They might not be humble workmen, but never to protest against steam engines again. Steam engines are quite rebellious too.